Alrighty, we're live.
All right.
We are live and back and healthy and well.
What's up,
And
everybody?
yo, what's going on, friends? Looks like we're all getting revved up on this Thursday. The Nutritional Edge piece. I'm on my phone because my laptop video apparently doesn't work. So that's sick. But we're still in Heart Health Month. We're still good, and that's what we've been going in
Right.
on the past 3 weeks, and it's been pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I learned a
It's been
lot.
really
Learned a lot
good.
of nuggets with it.
Yeah, we should do some recaps. I think that would be good.
Absolutely.
And something else, Chris, I was thinking about. Sorry if there's a lag. I'll just push through it. Something I was thinking about when we were watching the Black Diamond Club event was just how we're giving all of this advice away for free. And if you combined our hourly rates, I mean, this stuff is over $300 an hour worth of awesome content. So people are welcome to ask questions and get a sneak peek into the types of stuff we offer. And I was just thinking, that's a lot of value.
Yeah, you said that this is. How'd you come up with 300?
So I was thinking about your typical price, divided that by how many sessions I think you do and how much I offer. And I was thinking it was somewhere around that. It might be more than that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, so I mean, we're doing about 30 minutes or so, 30, 40. I
Yeah.
could probably see comfortably probably about 3 to 4 people in that time range.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about you as an hourly thing, but it doesn't work quite like that.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
you're probably over 300 an hour,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, now an hour of my time comes out to about $800.
Oh my God. Dang, I was way off.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
Yeah,
like $1,000 of content.
pretty much.
Um,
Well, yeah, I mean that's what they were saying was people don't pay for what you do, they pay for what you know.
yeah, yeah.
And I think like what people initially think that they feel like they're getting covered for is what it is that we do. So, getting their nervous system cleared or getting their health or nutrition figured out. Well, then
Mhm.
what they come to find as they go through care with either of us respectively is
Yeah,
that they're getting what the value isn't just in the service that we do, but it's the interactions they get to receive,
yeah,
and the knowledge that we possess because we were both specialists in what
right.
we do. I'm a specialist in the nervous system. You're a specialist in inflammation, um, and it's pretty awesome what we're able
Yeah,
to do and help people, and um, just people kind of connecting the dots, especially when it comes to heart health. Like actually, now that I'm on my phone, I might be able to. I wonder if I could flip. Oh, I could totally flip screen. Oh shoot. You guys are done. Now for these scams.
nice.
Yeah. Um, but even going in on like heart stuff, I mean, talk about like reflections and everything. We've done I mean, we've covered blood pressure, diabetes, atherosclerosis,
Yeah.
healthy fruit, like the purpose of fruits and vegetables with heart health, omega 3s with heart health. I believe a little bit of palpitations. I went in on a little health house concept when Nathan was
Mhm.
gone that one
Mhm.
day. And we still
How
got
alcohol affects it,
yes,
when to, and if it's how it fits into your life.
yeah,
Yeah,
alcohol,
that's good.
sleep, um, all those stress. I mean, stress is a huge one when it comes to cardiac health.
Hmm.
And people can't really actually like quantify or explain what stress is. They say I feel stressed. I'm like, what does that mean to you? And they're like, honestly, I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
we got to figure that out. We got to figure that out. But I'm curious, what do you want to go in on today?
Well, I did want to circle back because anytime there's a question that I cannot answer, it always nags me, and I'm like, I gotta figure it out, which means I get onto a lot of rabbit trails. But here's the question. I'm gonna circle back to. I was trying to think back to why resveratrol is specifically good for heart health.
Mm.
Other antioxidants have different benefits. So we were, I was doing the anti-inflammation challenge, but I was like racking my brain. I was like, why? What is it about this? So I was looking up some research. It increases endothelial nitric oxide synthase, which is a fancy term. Basically, as you know about nitric oxide, is something that our cells produce, and we use for vasodilation. So it allows our arteries to become more flexible, and it changes blood pressure and affects heart health. So that is why resveratrol in red wine and grapes is impacting heart health so much.
That makes sense.
Like,
Yeah,
have you
because
ever
with
heard of?
the go ahead.
Oh, have you heard of people doing like beet juice or beetroot juice, athletes? And
I think
okay,
so.
that's a big
Yeah.
thing with athletes, and it's it's the nitric oxide boosting benefits of that.
Hmm. Yeah, because with nitric oxide, it's essentially our body's antihypertensive.
Right.
So our
Exactly.
body is able to create all of these things. Therefore, why do I need a medication?
Mm,
Medication is there because your body might not be creating it. Why is my body not creating it? What's putting it in a state where it's constantly not in an environment to be able to create the thing that we can naturally make?
right. Right.
And that typically comes down to some kind of stress. And um, nervous system stress is a big deal. Nutritional stress is a big deal. Um, movement type of stress is a big deal. Lack of sleep movement is a big deal. I think one thing that people, as they comb through these nutritional edges, that they're gonna link together is that I can't do 4 out of the 5.
Mm,
Can't do 1 out of the 5. I can't do 3 out of 5. I have to do all 5 out of 5 if I
yeah.
want everything to work together.
Yeah.
Point blank.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah. I'm just always reflecting back on how people's typical experience at the doctor's office or through the conventional medical system, and the advice that they're given when it comes to improving heart health, and how lacking it is. It's not holistic. It's medication focused, and the nutrition and exercise, stress management, lifestyle advice is very vague and very unhelpful.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's something that I was contemplating just now.
Mm. That's very good. My computer was glitching out, so I just want to make sure that. Dude, what is it doing right now? Dude, my computer's. How is someone in on this? This is weird. This is very weird. Like my
Got
screen's
it.
like moving around and stuff, and it's almost like someone has hacked into my thing.
Dang.
All right. Well, what we're gonna do is I'm going to just. This is very odd. Very odd. All right, people. We're doing this on the fly. I'm gonna put my phone down. Boom. Boom. Boom.
It's like a technical difficulty screen.
Dude, this is really weird.
Gotta send that one back.
I'm gonna get this figured out. I'm gonna get this figured out. Come on. Oh, it's just, oh my goodness. What is happening? Yeah, for those who don't know, I spilled tea on my laptop, About there it is. Okay. Maybe I'll search. Cool part is that I'm on my phone, and the show still goes on. The show doesn't end.
The show must go on.
Was,
That's right. You spilled
yeah,
tea what last week on it?
I spilled my tea. Yeah, I spilled tea on it on Friday, and basically I torched my computer's cardiac center. So I think my computer needs to take some Nutritional Edge Heart Health Month tips and apply it to its own self. That was super weird to observe. Cause like I'm sitting here in my office, and all of a sudden I see my screen in my mouth like doing stuff and clicking, and it's like rapid. I'm like, what the heck? But this would actually be really cool to do.
Yeah.
Since we haven't done a whole lot of nervous system exposure, especially when it comes to heart health. Since I'm on my phone, I'm actually going to whip up some full spine scans. We're going to show people actually what the implication of some of this stuff is. So I'm going to go here, go there. And a lot of people, there's plenty of people who eat really well, move well, sleep well, think well, they do all the right things, and yet food still wrecks them. Or in terms of heart health, they might have palpitations, might have shortness of breath, might have edema, swelling in their legs. They might have all of those things, but all the tests come back normal. The lab work comes back normal. Doctors don't know what's going on with them. And the thing that's going on with them is something like this. Something like this. Where, as you can see here, you see this scan goes all the way to the left. This scan goes all the way to the left. You still there, Nathan? Oh, we lost Nathan. Anyways, what we're looking at here, what are we looking at? So this is the scan that we do in our office. It's called computerized infrared thermography. Basically, like how an EKG measures heart function, this measures nervous system function. And so when it comes to the nervous system is what differentiates us, an animate living being, versus a dead body. And what is the differentiating aspect with that is electricity. Electricity is what actually animates anything from being just an object, a piece of matter, towards something that actually is moving, breathing, functioning, doing things. So what creates that function is electricity. And in humans, that electricity is nerves, with the brain being the chief conductor with it. Being the chief conductor. So when it comes to our heart beats all the time. It's constantly beating. It's going to be beating about anywhere from 60 to like 100 beats per minute on average at rest, typically. And so what's making that beat? Well, it's called our SA node, our sinoatrial node, that is in the upper part of our heart, that receives electrical activity from a nerve called the vagus nerve, which is a very important nerve. It's a buzzword these days. But the vagus nerve is basically just a highway that deals with parasympathetic function. Parasympathetic function is the aspect of our nervous system that does rest and digest, regroup, recoup. And we want our heart to be beating in a more relaxed position. We want to be in a parasympathetic state. What could take us out of a parasympathetic state would be potentially decreased blood flow, decreased nerve flow. That would all be a result of stress on the system, stress on the body. So when we have stress on the system, it mirrors primitively us trying to run away from a lion. If we have a lion that's staring at us right now, we are going to our body's going to start preparing us to run away from it. And the way that it does that is it's going to divert blood away from our organs and into our muscles. Now, in that moment, that's a good thing because I need to be able to run away from that lion and be able to flee. I don't necessarily need a lot of blood flow towards my small intestine or my stomach or my gallbladder. Like I don't need to digest stuff. I need to run. I need my blood going to my hamstrings, my quads, my arms, all that stuff. Now imagine if we're in that state for years, decades at a time. Imagine that. That probably wouldn't be too good, right? If I'm constantly in a state where my body is primitively internally thinking I'm running from a lion, even though I'm just chilling in front of the couch, then that makes sense that there might be some issues that pop up over time, especially as it relates to heart health. Because then my heart is going to be working harder for extended, prolonged periods of time. I'm going to have increased blood pressure, going to have increased nerve pressure, going to have increased heart rate. It's not going to be able to calm down. And we can see that and explain that with these scans very easily. So when it comes to our heart, the region of our heart, in terms of this scan, this is a full spine scan of a patient of mine, going from C1 all the way down to S1. So from low back to the upper neck. Now, if I just take one of these, the heart function itself, it's somewhere right around here. So where this blue line is, this is kind of where the heart function is. And if we notice on this side and this side, these lines are pretty much almost all the way to the left relative to where, relative to these individual kind of columns. So what that's indicating to me is a significant amount of vasoconstriction and nerve flow constriction that is going to be stressing the heart out and keeping it in that state. It's also going to be negatively impacting our digestive function, our gallbladder function, our thyroid function, our pancreas function, our liver function, our kidney function, our adrenal function, literally all the function of our organs. When it's that far off to the left, that is a significant amount of decreased nerve flow and blood flow, keeping us in that stressed state. But that being said, what's causing this in the first place? When we see scans like that, what causes it? What is that initial thing that is making that be a process that is unable to repair and clear itself up over time? It's not what you think it would be. You don't think it, you probably wouldn't think that it might think, okay, this person's probably drinking too much alcohol. This person is not eating well, maybe they're not exercising, that's what's doing it. Now, you could clean it up and you might see some good change with that, but you're not going to be able to really actually properly restore that state. What's causing this is a misalignment of the top bone of the neck. That is what causes those scans to look like that. There is, I mean, that one is an extreme example. This lady, she was dealing with fibromyalgia. She was dealing with digestive issues, inconsistent bowel movements, nausea, vomiting, gastroparesis, and she was receiving nutritional care, and stuff wasn't clearing up. And this was the underlying issue with it was her nervous system. And for a majority of people who deal with digestive issues, they have an underlying nervous system issue and don't even realize it. And no doctors in the medical field test for it because they're not trained in doing it. The only reason that I'm trained in doing it is because I had to do it outside of school. It's the only reason why it worked. And now I just realized this is the tricky part about managing this and a computer. So that Nathan had to go switch. Oh yeah, our Wi-Fi dropped. There it is. All right, we're gonna get Nathan back on the show. I totally forgot that he wouldn't be able to do this without my laptop coming in on here. But we're getting it all fixed and everything. Like I was saying, majority of people who have some type of digestive issue, especially sometimes a cardiac issue, the underlying issue is in the nervous system, not in the actual thing. That's what we come to find time and time again. Which is pretty impactful because majority of people, they've been to work, tried everything, nothing works in regards to their health. And they're unable to get well and stay well. Huh? So that being said, this is tweaking out. Oh, there's Nathan. Let's get you on here, buddy.
Yay! Yeah,
There we are.
my Wi-Fi was real bad.
Nice. Now we're all on there.
But I've been
I
listening
actually,
all the time.
dude, I totally forgot that I had to get back onto my laptop to find it. I was like, man, he's taking forever to get back on, and I was like, oh shoot, I gotta let him in. I can't do that on my phone.
That was
So
good.
we're gonna have to.
That was good. It was fun to listen to you talking about that. And I think there are some comments too. The one about beet juice, and then one about the full spine scans and how that relates to organ function. I don't know if you saw those, but I'm going to pull those up a different way.
Yeah, that's my buddy from home. I was actually telling him because I was actually just on the phone with him about an hour ago or so, and he was like, "What do you got going on today?" I was like, "Well, I got my show with my new diet, my nutritional buddy," and he's all like, "Oh, that's sick. What do you do it on?" I was like, "Facebook." He's like, "What YouTube?" So that's him. Beyond Farmers and Francis Wildy. I copped you out. So if beet juice from a juicer is a vasodilator pre-workout, how much actual beet juice do I need? Ooh.
I don't think you would need a whole lot. So there's kind of different ways to do that. I believe there's just your typical beet juice, and then there's like beet juice extract. So basically, one serving of that is going to be what's being studied in the research.
Right.
And there's good evidence, but there's not conclusive evidence that you have to be loading up on beet juice to take advantage of that. One example is he used to be the director of nutrition at University of North Texas, and he has some really great stuff. I'll comment. I'll find his website again. I'll put that in the comments later. But he's a dietitian who started doing that with his football athletes, and they really like it. And it's a way for them to top off their glycogen stores because they're just depleted their whole body of fuel, and so they're dealing with beet juice. And so whether it's giving them some amazing boost of antioxidants and anti-inflammatories or not, it's still helping them to refuel after workout. So I don't really see a lot of cons with that, except for people that already do, because obviously it's gonna have a lot of sugar. It's gonna have a lot of natural sugar, but I'm not gonna recommend for like people with diabetes or who never move. But if you're very active and you're trying to take example of nitric oxide boosting antioxidants, you could definitely look at extract or
Does beet juice have the most amount of nitric oxide?
What's that?
Does beet juice have the most amount of nitric oxide?
I know it's got a lot, and that's what it's known for. So I'd imagine it's got to be well up there. Yeah, that's the one. If resveratrol is boosting nitric oxide, then grape juice would probably have that ability, but it's just so concentrated sugar. A third of a cup of grape juice has like 15 grams. So I would not start guzzling grape juice. Start adding more grapes and beets to your diet. I think that, especially that are not getting intense workouts 6 times a week like athletes are. So if you're just trying to boost your general health, break out the fruits and vegetables more, get creative in the kitchen.
Very nice. And then he says, so you can scan the full spine to see how organs are functioning based on where the respective nerves innervate their spine. Yes, and yeah. Um, the thing is with that is that these scans show the global compensation of due to a top bone misalignment. And so the thing with these scans is that if I was doing full spine and say I adjusted L3, I wouldn't change that scan. If I adjusted T6, T6 is known as a vertebra that provides nerves to like the middle splanchnic nerves, and that's like small intestine. I think pancreas and stomach receive nerves uh, from T6. But if I adjusted T6, I wouldn't change that scan. And the reason why is because that scan is measuring function of a center called the vasodilatory center in the brainstem, which also has to do with heart health. Vasodilation also has to do with nitric oxide. It's measuring the vasodilation center in our brainstem, and the only area that has an impact or influence on the function of that vasodilatory center is in the suboccipital muscles of the upper neck. The suboccipital muscles of the upper neck, if they have imbalanced tone, so hypertonic versus hypotonic, which is attributed to a hyper versus a hypomobile joint, like a joint that does moves more than the other, then it's going to cause imbalanced electrical input into the brain stem, into that center, and thus chaos in equals chaos out. So that is why I can't adjust T8 and get a change in that scan, or adjust C5 and get a change in that scan. The only thing I can adjust to change that scan is C1 or C2. That's it. So those are the only neck muscles, or those are the only bones in the neck that have attachments to the suboccipital complex. But this shows us underlying issues on a global area being the consequences from having an upper neck misalignment. So time and time again, when I see, especially on those right and lefts, where they're so far to the left like that, and on this one too, super far to the left, that's an extreme amount of vasoconstriction and nerve constriction. So basically, their organs aren't receiving adequate nerve flow and blood flow. Therefore, they're going to be stuck in that stress state. It can also be attributed due to the stress state. So it's like it's a never-ending snowball unless you're able to get out of it. And that's why they can do all the things they want to do. But if that is the underlying thing, then they're basically trying to maximize a 20% light bulb dim.
Yeah.
It's like I'm doing everything I can because this is as bright as I can get. Whereas it's like I'm doing standard stuff, but now I'm starting to get really, really, really bright. But most of us think this is as bright as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we got with that.
I don't know what magic is out there, but my light's kind of been flickering, but it actually got brighter. Dude, that's like magic. Yeah, screw my light bulbs a little bit better.
Yeah.
But got brighter. I was like, oh my gosh.
See Beyond Performance said, thank you, Nathan. I'll check out the guy you mentioned. I don't enjoy the taste of dirt, so I'm going to find the extract.
Oh, so not a beet fan, I'm guessing. Not a beet fan. Well,
no, he's got pomegranate juice in his gym, but that's for post-workout.
Yeah. Well, I like to cover up some of the taste of vegetables. There's no doubt about it. One that I think is just not, I just don't really like it raw, but it's really good roasted, is radish. Radish is another one that I would probably not touch. Spicy, it's very kind of an intense flavor raw. But man, when you roast olive oil and garlic and salt, changes everything.
That's funny. Yeah, he said, "No, sir, I hate beets. Love the pump." That's funny. Oh my goodness. What are some foods that are the best pre-workout foods?
Pre-workout foods. Well, you want it to be easily digestible. You don't want to be a bunch of protein and fat and fiber as you're working out. So I would stay away from eating a heavy meal before. So for the most part, carbohydrates. And then again, there's debate about which ones. If you're very sensitive to high FODMAP fruits and vegetables, then you want to stay away from those, or there's grains as well. But yeah, I mean, it could be. I think applesauce is one of my go-tos right before workout.
Mm.
Like, especially if I am really did not feel well enough and I'm about to launch into a workout. I like applesauce. I tolerate yogurt perfectly fine, so that's a good pre-workout for me. Um, I mean, for some people, it could be, you know, some peanut butter toast. I mean, it really could be anything. You just don't want it to be too heavy.
Mm. Yeah, I used to get told back in high school by my trainer. I used to get told to just eat a bunch of food, eat before workout, eat after workout, eat all the time, just eat, eat, eat.
Yeah,
Carbs are energy, therefore just eat carbs. It doesn't matter what the source is. And this
right.
trainer had me doping up on pasta and pizza and burgers and all this stuff. And I would be eating before a lift, after a lift, like right before, right after.
Yeah,
And now I love working out fasted. It's
yeah,
like first thing in the morning, I don't have anything in my stomach. I just want to move,
yeah,
get the blood flowing, get the body moving.
yeah.
I accidentally slept for my alarm today. Well, not accidentally. I thought I pressed snooze, but I must have pressed stop
Yeah.
because my alarm went off at 4:20, and then all of a sudden it was 6 p.m. So or six a.m. 6 a.m. So I was like, well, I guess that means that I'm just gonna go on my balcony and just get some stretching in because today is just a light mobility day for Chris.
Yeah. Well, I slept in all the way till 6 a.m. Wow.
I know, yeah, yeah. Slept until 6. I'm ready for a nap.
Uh,
um, hmm.
Say another good one, like especially if you're thinking breakfast or something, and you're like, okay, what am I gonna do? And I would kind of lean towards being either fasted or very just light food, light nutrition before working out. Like, I mean, it makes a game changer about how I feel when I work out. But a smoothie is really good. Smoothie, it's broken down for you, kind of pre-digested in that way. A protein shake is okay. Again, protein sits in your stomach and is digested, but as long as it's not super high, as long as you're not eating a steak, then liquids and smoothies and soft foods are my go-to before workouts.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Or not, you're just
Right.
hydrating, go into that workout.
Mine is creatine. I notice a significant difference when I take creatine in the morning versus when I don't. Just in my brain, my clarity in the morning.
Yeah.
It wakes me up. Um, so I find that pretty critical. And throwing salt in my water. I was talking with Cam yesterday, and we were at Costco, and I was telling him about what my Costco routine back in college used to be. It was getting a chicken bake, getting a slice of pizza, going home, unloading, eating that, going to the backyard, play beer die.
Yeah.
And then he was like, imagine if you played die with Ghost energy drinks. I don't know if you know those are, but they're like 200
Oh,
milligram, like nootropic energy drinks.
yeah.
And in a game of beer die, you're drinking about 3 to 4 beers a game. And imagine if you're drinking Ghost, you're consuming about 800 milligrams of caffeine in a game.
Yeah.
What would that do to your heart?
Oh, it would not be very good.
I
Not
can't
be.
imagine it being good at all.
No. No. People play around with caffeine way too much. I know plenty of people that drink a pot a day, pot of coffee,
Oh.
12 cups, which is at least 1,200 milligrams of caffeine, and it's blocking adenosine receptors. Your body makes more adenosine receptors to compensate, which makes you feel the need to drink more coffee and more coffee to get the same effect. And then if you try to cut cold turkey or significantly, all of a sudden you have all these receptors which control like fatigue and tiredness, and you just feel just depleted. So,
Mm.
I mean, I do think people need to decrease caffeine consumption sometimes, but please be kind to yourself and just do it gradually.
Mm. No, thank you. Yeah, I might make myself a little afternoon tea, but I pretty much have only been having green tea, like pretty much 2 teas in the morning.
Yeah.
Um, and that comes out to about 80 milligrams caffeine. That's about it. And typically, I don't have that until I've already been awake for about 2 hours. Because just like you were talking about the adenosine system, um, that's the that's the system that's activated. Like in the morning, that's where salt comes into play,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially on our adrenals. So it's actually more impactful to have salt water or have a little bit of salt in your water in the morning, electrolyte pack and stuff, or trace minerals, whatever. In the morning, about 90 minutes, and then have your cup of coffee. And you'll probably actually have a more sustainable increase in energy and a less severe drop off crash, as you say. That's why I
Yeah.
like cold showers because it wakes me up and it keeps me sustained. And then typically right around now is where I'm like, I need to go on a walk and get breath work in to resaturate my brain with oxygen because I've been moving around all the day.
Hmm. Yeah. That's good. We should
But
talk more about caffeine and creatine. But yeah, I think I'm gonna hop off for my next thing. But man, this is a good episode. We powered through. Thanks for rolling with the punches.
yeah,
What'd you?
yeah. Hey man, this is think about it. This is the seventh one ever done. Just imagine until episode 53 comes out.
That's right.
It's gonna be a machine, but yeah, I'll have to figure out how to be the host on my phone, so I don't
Yeah,
have to worry about my laptop because that was something I wasn't aware of till
awesome.
now.
That's all right.
And until next time, I believe next time is you and Tanya.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll be in the car. But I guess if I'm able to be on my phone doing this, I can be
Yeah.
on my phone doing it. But I'll primarily let that be between you two.
Sounds
and
great.
uh and just be a fly on the wall and let you guys run with the show.
Until next time.
Till
The new-
next time.
All right,
See
man.
ya.